let's head to Ethiopia now. And ever since the country announced that it would partially or fully privatize some of its state-owned firms, including Ethiopian Airlines, the region has been abuzz at the prospect of getting access even to one of Africa's most closed economies. Now, the country doesn't often update its position on foreign currency reserves, but it had about 3.2 billion in reserves by the end of June 2017, equal to about 2 months' worth of imports. Well, earlier, CGTN's Ramah Nyang spoke to the Director General for Central and Eastern Africa at the African Development Bank, and he started by asking him what prompted the sudden change of policy.
Let's focus on Ethiopian Eritrea, really the big story in the region over the last couple of weeks. Did anyone see this mending of fences, this thawing of relations? Did anyone see this coming?
Well, I suspect this is the culmination of a process that may have started behind the scene. But what the current Prime Minister has done is he has taken the last step. He has taken a bold decision to say hostility with Eritrea does not help either country. These are one people, one country, or used to be one country, but same culture, same history, same interest. Therefore, we gain, both sides gain by working together and not fighting one another. So, did anyone see it coming? Perhaps yes, but not at the pace with which it's coming.
What about the move to privatize, to open up the Ethiopian economy to foreign capital, foreign investors? Well, most of it anyway. What triggered that shift in policy?
Again, these conversations have been taking place in the past. Perhaps the leadership was not ready to take that last step to make it happen. And you have now a leadership in Ethiopia that is very action-oriented, believes that there is a meaningful role for the private sector, both domestic and international. So what the Prime Minister has said is, we're taking a look at everything. The economic assumptions that have governed the country are now being looked at very seriously. And part of this review of the paradigm is that there are some industries, some sectors where the government has 100% holding, and he's saying, why are we holding 100%? By opening it up for international investment, as well as domestic investment. Remember, when he says we are opening up Ethio Telecom, a certain percentage will be reserved for Ethiopian nationals, and the other will be for international. By doing that, he is saying, we need international best practice. We need international standards to come and improve our telecom sector. But beyond the financial benefit, and let us not focus only on the financial benefit, they see the opportunity to bring the Ethiopian telecom sector to a world-class standard as a critical objective. And I think the country will be better off for it. The government is asking, what are the sectors that we need to be in? Do we need to be managing hotels? Do we need to be managing airlines at 100%? Do we need to be managing cement factories? And clearly, they're taking a fresh look at everything.
But if the argument that's being made by Ethiopia is, hey, come in, invest in the country, invest in all these economic sectors that we've opened up to you as foreigners, some would look at that and say, yeah, but your capital accounts are still closed, your financial sectors are still off limits to foreigners. Why should they then invest in the country given those limitations?
If I were to advise, I would say this is the time. The moment is right, and the time is now to put money into the country, because it's only a matter of time. Again, financial sector is being looked at very closely. Remember, a year or two ago, the government allowed leasing, allowed international companies to come into leasing. Now, for all practical purposes, leasing is a backdoor into banking. Except you don't take deposits, leasing is part of the financial thing. So it's a stepped approach. You cannot open something like the financial sector overnight, but there is a serious review going on. And my guess, and it's a hunch, is that in time, and I hope in the shorter period, you'll begin to see some movement towards the capital market, stock exchange, and so on, that will enable the economy to grow.